Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you the final game of Week 3 of the Race Survival Series. We have 815, who has made a miraculous comeback for Team Zerg, going up against the final Protoss player that we have here. And it says movie, but JamTube wasn't that Shuttle? Well, okay, so either movie or Shuttle playing here. I mean, either way, Team Protoss on its last legs. Tyson, of course, opened us up in this series, beating HM, Sharp, Miso, and Sock, and then 815 took down Tyson, Royal, YSC, and here we are in that final game. All right, so the map is Lemon. And Lemon is a crazy map. I mean, as you are looking at it, you can see there's like a ton of mineral patches here. 2 gases that each have 6k. A mineral only natural with a choke. Also, the main is very small, but you have a huge amount of area to build outside of it. So it's a wild map, and it gives us crazy games. And you haven't even seen the craziest thing yet, unless you already know the map, which is the center of the map, which has all sorts of like vision blockers, and it's wild. But actually, honestly, we've had some very good games overall on Lemon. Like I've enjoyed quite a few of them. And one of the important things to note is it is a 4-player map, but the bottom right and the top right, in this case, the 2 mains that haven't been taken, they'll have a crystal that's in the main base that will prevent expanding there. And then you see, like, right, you have the mineral fields and whatnot. So you literally can't build a Nexus Command Center hatchery at those locations. Because look at how valuable these are, right? With the double gas and everything. If you could do that, it would just be, like, just think about how quickly Zerg can take a 3rd base and just, like, sunken it up and put an ice there. It's like, okay, well, it's, like, infinite resources. So, yeah, you can technically long-distance mine them, but you kind of don't count them as expansions. So the map it's kind of big, but it doesn't have as many bases as it looks like it should have. It's funny the things that they do to try to balance these crazy map ideas. Well, that was an interesting choice. Not entirely sure. Okay. Well, we have that 3rd base going up. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised because, like, I mean, if you can technically kill the drone, that's great, but you need to keep your probe alive and everything, too. So that has to be really, really annoying for Protoss. Now, this was Nexus first during all of this, which is good. We have the Forge up, a cannon going down, and Gateway on the way. Meanwhile, 815, we've seen him go mutas in both of his other ZVPs, but to different degrees, right? Like 4 mutas only in the last game that we saw there against YSC, whereas he went much heavier against Tyson. And obviously, there's a lot of things that can make you change your mind on what you want to do within a given game. But I wouldn't be surprised if this looks really similar, like going into the Spire, going into the 5 hatches right away, that type of thing. To what we saw before, because that's going to be the best way to make your opponent confused about what you're doing, because he's already shown 2 very different things, and obviously he can do even a 3rd thing this time. So we'll see if Protoss is able to kind of scout that out and figure out what's what. Now, yeah, down goes the 3rd hatch. Zergling speed on the way. Yeah, I gotta say, I like this approach from 815, and I like the fact that, oh god, he catches that probe really quickly, too. That's a little bit painful. I mean, you already lost the 1st probe quickly, and now the 2nd one dies before the Zealot even gets there. Like, Zealot plus probe does a lot better against Zerglings, and now he's just chasing it down. So, not the way you want this to go. All right, more Zerglings being sent out. We have the Stargate on the way in the main base here. Citadel going up as this Overlord flies out of there. Doesn't look like he saw it. Tank of gas coming up. That is kind of a nice thing, the 6k on each. It's going to be a little bit helpful for Protoss that sometimes has a hard time getting that third gas. It's not going to run out too quickly. And, I mean, the Speedlings obviously will deal with these Zealots well enough. The Zealots trying to get some damage done. Some nice micro, actually. No doubt. I don't think he's going to get any drones or anything, which is really what you're looking for. And now just a little bit of containment with these Zerglings. You can see all these, like, dead trees in the center as the Overlord flies over. Another gateway being made down at that mineral base. Oh, very quick Templar Archives. Okay, so I think the plan here is to pop out a quick couple of Dark Templars. I'm fairly certain, right? Like, he's got... Well, I mean, I guess you could just rush to Psystorm as well. That's definitely a possibility. But I was just thinking about how far away this base is from the others, that maybe that would be a good play. But with the Spire coming up, you can kind of zone the Corsairs out. So maybe that's not what we'll see. We'll see just in a moment here if he starts that DT or he goes into Psystorm immediately. Corsair flying around. Yeah, there is the DT. Okay, so I was right. Yeah, so I'm not sure exactly if he can force the damage, though, just because... Oh, he's actually... We see Hydras being made. Now, do we not have any Scourge out? Okay, yeah, they're the Scourge. So this is kind of the normal opening, or at least it was for quite some time, where you go 4 Scourge directly into Hydras. And the Scourge are just to get rid of those first Corsairs. Oh my god! He jukes away from the other Scourge! I can't believe it! And we don't actually have a flanking Scourge up here and ready. I think he just thought he would get it. So that's a little bit painful. I mean, obviously it's still good for Zerg, but you really want to kill that first Corsair. Another Corsair on the way. The Scourge getting some great scouting. Sees High Templar already out. DT is going across the map. This is going to be... I mean, if he can get some damage, that's going to be huge. Looks like we have Hydras at both locations. Tries to right-click it past this rally point, and it just absolutely backfires. Loses it immediately. That is a bit unfortunate. One of those first high-tech units that you make just being picked off. But that being said, this is still pretty quick High Templars. It's getting plenty of gates up. Psystorm has been started. But this should be slow from here for Protoss for a bit, right? Like, his Corsair took damage. He's not really building more, right? He's got 2 Corsairs total. A few Zealots can come out. Like, Legs just finished and +1 will be finishing. But he's waiting for Psystorm. He's building his gateway count, that type of thing. And these Zealots, I don't think that they're going to do too much more than run around and try to be a nuisance. Because, like, there's enough hatcheries out right now that the Hydra's production has begun, right? It's not still a droning phase right now for 815. He's making a lot of units, which means that these Zealots, unless they find a place that's undefended, they're not going to get anything done. And they're not going to find that, right? There's this one area, which is SimCity'd very well. Like, you can either run all the way around or try to get in where the Hydra's standing, so those both don't work. And then you kind of have this area that blocks the back ramp and your natural. So yeah, the Zealots don't have a lot to do right now. They're going to make themselves useful, maybe scout a little bit, that type of thing, but that's about it. Overlord speed now done. DT's not going to be quite as scary anymore. Lurker upgrade right away. So yeah, definitely a very different style coming out of 815 this time, even though it looked very, very similar. He made the fewest Scourge and the fewest Mutas or 0 Mutas this time, and is getting into much quicker Lurker because he has saved all that gas. And that should do pretty well. This is a lot of Zealots out. We haven't seen Dragoon range yet. Oh my god, he gets a High Templar there. Another one comes over and storms. This is a lot of Zealots. 815 taking the fight out here. I'm actually a little bit surprised that he's fighting. And yeah, he will start to pull back at this point. Get back to that rally point where he has additional units. But yeah, as those Lurkers come out, that's going to look very good for 815. Protoss, okay, just now starting that Dragoon range. We don't see a Robo yet, but should pretty soon. Yeah, there's the Robo. So just now starts that. There it is. And adding another gateway there as well. So going up to the 8 gates, which is full macro. And here we go. Some storms coming down. He's trying to break the rally point. This is a lot of storms, but the Zealot count doesn't seem to be enough. Throws another one down. Those are some beautiful storms. A lot of them get shredded, but The Archon's going to get picked off. Every High Templar died. And now 4 Zealots are running away. That is good for 815. Yeah, that is... There, you know, if your opponent is just kind of massing up Hydras and you try to do something like that and you spend like 4 High Templars, it's easier basically to replace the Hydras than it is to replace the High Templars. So the next army that we see from Protoss is going to be not nearly as effective, right? Because there was like 6 High Templars already, or 7 High Templars that have fallen this game. So that's a lot less storms. You can see the supply catching up for 815. Just kind of running around the map, trying to keep these Zealots away from him. He's probably starting to think about another base. Not sure exactly where he's going to end up taking it, but more Lurkers being created, more Hydras coming out. That +2 ranged attack on the way as well. Could just end up setting up a giant contain. Honestly, that wouldn't even be surprising. At that point, you almost have to kill your wall as Protoss. Oh, he's trying to bust? That's actually a little bit surprising. I thought if he sets up a big Lurker Hydra contain, it's so hard to actually get out as Protoss. All right, he knocks down a couple cannons. He is taking down the wall. Oh, that goon pops out. That's no fun. A few Zealots still out on the map. Another run in there. We did hear a High Templar get picked off. Still pushing. Interesting. More Hydras being made. 815. Trying to end this very, very quickly now. And picks off another High Templar. I feel like this is not... Yeah, he brings in the other Zealots as well and just flanks this and kills it. You know, I feel like against this small choke with the amount of map control that 815 had, and he already picked off a lot of High Templars, if he had made a big arc, it maybe would have been a little bit better. Instead, he ate a lot of Psystorms, and he's not dead or anything, but suddenly I feel like Protoss has a lot of play in this game. Look, he's knocking everything down. The Dragoon count is just enough with these Zealots supporting them that he's starting to just wreck everything that runs up to him. 815 running through the center. And now we have another base being taken. Okay, so the interesting thing about this base, this counts, it'll be quicker mining on the gas, but they'll go out, you know, they'll go down to their 2 quicker, but it is 5,000 gas total. So that's the amount at a normal geyser on a normal map. So yeah, the income will be quicker, but won't last forever, basically, other than the 2 gas per trip, which you don't really count into your calculations. Okay, 815 coming up through the map again. A lot of Hydra Lurker. Very turtled location up here. I love that he's really taking this seriously. A lot of army. And a counterattack into the natural. Oh my god. Picks off that High Templar before it has storm energy. There is a single observer here. Oh, another one on the side. Down come these units for this flank. Looks like this forge might get picked off, but the Psystorms are strong. 815 eating a lot of damage. And I think there's definitely enough Protoss units here to knock this down once again. But 815's overall supply is very, very scary. Still kind of close in those supply numbers. Rallying up more Hydras, but no, it's actually getting worse and worse. We're right next to the Protoss rally, and 815 is like just trying to end it a bit too quickly, I think. Protoss pulling back for now. There is another base on the way. Oh, man, a Zealot here even to interrupt that a little bit. Another attack from 815. It is non-stop. He is trying to just roll him over. Maybe a tempo-based victory is what he's going for. The Dragoons putting out a ton of damage. Another nice Psystorm, but the Dragoons are going to have to pull back. They're going to get popped by these Hydras. Not that much health left on them. Look at that. The Dragoons getting absolutely destroyed. He does have this base up with some cannons that should keep it safe for a little bit. More Zealots rallying out of these gates. The Lurker going to be very, very helpful here. More Hydras coming up as well. Oh, he's trying to pick off that. Oh, he gets the Observer, but just before that, the Lurker ends up falling, which means these Zealots will be able to push through these Hydras now and get them out of here. More reinforcements are coming up the map, though, so he's got to be careful with that. More cannons are warping in, trying to stabilize his position. More Lurkers, more Hydras. And honestly, if Protoss can just stabilize for a moment and then get these two gases going, I could see this becoming very Protoss favored. But right now, the supplies are very close. Map control still goes to Zerg. And he's coming up for this base now. There's no cannons on this side. So this is a huge issue. This is going to force him out of his base. He can't lose this Nexus. If you lose this Nexus, you basically have to go win the game right then. Oh, man. This is a great position. Okay. Another cannon has been made. Yeah, I am not liking this for Protoss anymore. 8-15 looking like that reverse sweep may be the final... the final statement of how this series went, I guess, right? Okay, comes up, snipes a High Templar, takes a big storm there. He's got these 5 cannons, saving a few probes, but not that valuable. Oh, man. More High Templars falling. I think we are getting towards the end here, but... let's think. How can Protoss still do this? I mean, a really poor attack... this is what I was thinking he should have done the last time. Like, look at this spread. These Lurkers. You can't really storm 2 Lurkers. The Hydras are kind of spread out here as well. The damage output as they try to come out of this little choke is going to be very, very high. Okay, that's a great storm right there. Picks off the Observer. And as the Observer gets picked off, you just have to walk back and wait for the next one. Look at this. Everything getting shredded by these Hydras. This Morphing Archon has no chance. Comes out and fights. I mean, these Zealots getting completely destroyed here as well. He's not mining from here anymore. This is getting mined out. Like, I think Protoss is very, very close to being dead here. Still has some Dragoons coming down. Another nice Psy Storm. Trying to push out now, but yeah, this is feeling like it's not going to go all that well. Now, to be fair, 815 is not mining that much. I guess he still has a little bit more there. Yeah, a lot more there. Oh, yeah, no, it is looking a lot better for him. But here we go. The Protoss with the +2 armor coming out, trying to break through everything. Has that Observer, can pick these off. All right, going for the Observers now. 815 picks off one of them. The other one gets away. So the Hydra's not putting out very useful damage there for a moment. Still, the army size big enough that he's holding on. A lot of Overlords up here. We might see a supply block if he's not careful. Continues to send all his Overlords up. Yeah, that mining for Protoss is seriously almost zilch. Gonna start the Nexus again. Yeah, well, you definitely need that because there's no way on Earth that this army can go kill everything on the map, but who knows? Maybe he feels like if he can hold on to this position against just a 3-base Zerg, there's possibilities. Right? Sit behind your cannons with your High Templars. Oh, man. Oh, that was scary. Imagine if those 3 had been picked off. Right, A15 continuing to rally up. He doesn't have anything to fall back on other than what you see, right? What you see is what you get. There's no additional tech. He's got his +2 range attack. He's got Hydra Lurker. That's it. No additional base has been made. He did attempt this one over here, but there was a Zealot there, and it didn't go right. That moment when a Zealot cancels a base, and you never expand again. All right, Probe's trying to make it out. Nice micro here on the Hydras, just showing how responsive of a unit they are, picking off a ridiculous amount of probes. A good storm goes down. But he picks off... oh, good storms. Yeah, I think that was good for Protoss overall. Like, he's getting some value there. He still has 35 probes. Which is not quite 2-base economy, but he doesn't quite have 2 bases. All right, bringing... oh, man. Kind of completing this containment. The storms go all over these Hydras, though. There's a lot of cannons here as well. 815 going for broke at this point, but he is up 20 supply. Brings up the rest of these Lurkers. The Archon's taking a big beating there. Backs him up for now. Still very good defensive positions here. Okay, well, this Archon gonna get picked off, and I feel like this containment's just too good. Like, you can't break out, and the Hydras are coming for the space. Now, that's an insane Psy Storm. Oh my god, but nothing left over, right? Probes and a low-energy High Templar will not defend against this. This should be game now. I actually thought it was going to be game before. This was a valiant effort from Protoss, but 8:15 is going to finish this off. It's looking like just no mining really left over for Protoss after losing this base, which means 8:15, yeah, on that nice win streak, 4 maps, with Tyson winning the other 4, but in the wrong location. He who wins the last map wins everything for their race. So Zerg will be taking down week 3 here. Literally any second, because we have no mining left. You can make 1 more High Templar, and that is it. Or a probe if you want another probe. Okay, 4 Zealots. I don't know where they're going. They're trying to get off the map at this point. They know they're doomed. You'd have to literally grind the rest of this game out with only Psy Storm, which is not it is not doable. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, so it's just a matter of seconds here, guys. I'm sure this Protoss is throwing down their Psy Storms. And 8:15, Team Zerg, the winners of week number 3. Big congratulations to them. Hope you guys have enjoyed the Race Survival series. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.